So I think Batman content in recent years has had a huge influx of female viewers. I think it's mostly because of the recent Robert Pattinson casting, and also just a general rise in the popularity of the Bat family, which is ripe for interpersonal drama and interesting found family dynamics. In the past, female viewers of Batman were targeted in a way where Batman was shown as a kind of romantic and mysterious figure, like the Phantom in Phantom of the Opera. Like, he's a dangerous outsider, but he's also entrancing and alluring to people. For example, when casting the voice for Batman in the animated series, the casting director was apparently looking for voices that were dark, of course, but also a little sexy to appeal to the ladies. This attraction to Batman female readers had quickly developed into stories about dating Batman in the form of fanfiction, with The Dark Knight kind of starting this trend. I mean, it's Christian Bale. What person on earth doesn't want to date Christian Bale? These fanfictions have also returned thanks to the recent The Batman flick with Robert Pattinson, that I already mentioned, who was basically the edgiest edgy boy to have ever edged. But just before that, we have Ben Affleck, who did a Batman movie. I think. I'm not sure. I know it's surprising, but during the Zack Snyder's Justice League saga, there were actually fan fictions being written about dating, specifically Ben Affleck's Batman, which is crazy. Anyone want to date a guy who burns his logo onto his victims' bodies and kills numerous people with his giant ass car? I can't think of a person who wouldn't want to date him. Alright, I'll be honest, this was originally part of a longer video idea I had where I explored different kinds of Batman fanfiction on Wattpad. I wanted to use Wattpad because if you want so bad it's good content, Wattpad is still the best place to find it. And while I was researching, I came across this very weird fanfiction where, yes, you get to date Ben Affleck's Batman from Zack Snyder's Justice League. And the story was originally going to be in that video, but I realized it was too funny to not be its own thing. So think of this as a prelude to that video, and a moose bouche, if you will. So, no question, this fanfiction is a masterpiece, should win literary awards, and has even won awards already, as you will see. It's got everything from romance, drama, action, mystery. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you the Batman Wattpad fanfiction, Bruce, the man behind the mask, Bruce Wayne slash Batman ex-reader by Writing in the Impala. Very lengthy title, but I won't be forgetting the name of Batman's secret identity anytime soon. Also, let us take a moment to sit with this incredible book cover. It drew me in like a moth to a flame. Like, how can you not love it? The poorly chosen, awkward photo of Ben Affleck where he looks like he's about to leave for war. The Waddies award sticker, even though the story hadn't won the Waddies that year. The near unreadable title that's pressed against the bottom of the page. It's a masterpiece. Undeniably. Alright, let's read the description to get some context here first. What happens when you meet Bruce Wayne? I guess that's a rhetorical question. Maybe they were about to write an answer to that and forgot to. Things to note. For this to make sense, you are in 19 to 27 years old. Sorry if in real life you are a different age. Fortunately, I am 21, so I fit perfectly in this demographic. Apologies to those above 28 who had wanted to date Bruce Wayne. I guess you're out of luck here. You live in Metropolis. Okay. I guess I'm moving to Gotham from Metropolis. I know we're going to date Bruce Wayne soon, but this is already the least believable thing about this story. Lemon involved in the future. Lemon is a pretty old term. I don't think anyone calls it lemon anymore. Nowadays, there's no need for a code word like lemon or smut. Thing you probably already know. YN, your name slash first name. FN, first name. LN, last name. Ooh, I feel like I'm playing a video game here. Alright, so I'm going to have my first name as Chris, and my second name is Pi. Also, Impala, you have to choose YN or FN. You can't have both. It's not feasible. Chapter 1, Lex Luthor's. I think this is meant to say Lex Luthor's party but got cut off, which is a good indication of the quality we're working with here. Also, Jesus Christ, 34k views is insane. Maybe I should switch to Wattpad and start doing whatever this is. I stood near the door at Lex Luthor's party. Suddenly, everyone's heads turned to the entrance as the sound of camera flashes filled the air. An older, handsome guy in a rich suit stepped out the black car. Who's that? I asked my friend Jennifer, who I came with. You seriously need to get out more, Miss Reporter. That's Bruce Wayne, Jennifer told me as I admired his good looks. I'm sorry, I'm a reporter and I don't know who Bruce Wayne is at a Lex Luthor event? A man who That's pretty much the same celebrity status as Bruce Wayne. God, I suck at my job. Okay, I'm getting tired. Should we go? I complained to Jen. You haven't interviewed anyone other than Lex Luthor. Can't believe I'm at one of the biggest events in the world as a journalist, and I've only interviewed one person so far. Granted, it's the person who's hosting the event, I guess. Chris, I've seen you eyeing him since the moment he walked in. Just talk to him. How do I even start? Just introduce yourself and ask for an interview or something. I don't know. Wait, it looks like you won't have to. He's coming over. Why am I asking Jennifer for help interviewing someone? I'm a reporter. Wait, what? Bye. Bye, I guess, said as Jennifer walked away and Bruce Wayne started to approach me. Shouldn't I be mad that she ditched me? Sure, okay. Hello, I'm Bruce Wayne, he said with his deep, charming voice. Nice to meet you, Mr. Wayne. My name is Chris Pye. Pleasure's mine, Miss Pye. Alright, so after this incredibly charged, chemistry-filled meet cute, Chris starts dancing with Bruce Wayne and gets a bit drunk, and then eventually decides that it's time to head home. Hey Bruce, I'm gonna go home because I have work tomorrow in the morning and it's already 1, so I'll be able to have at least 4 hours of sleep before work. But I had fun tonight. Thank you for making this party enjoyable, I explained. Why don't I go home with you? Drunk Bruce said slowly. Bruce, I don't think that's a good. Actually, okay, I said, leading Bruce to my car. We change our minds really quickly here. Though I guess we have caught the interest of the most eligible bachelor in America. Not blaming Chris entirely here. So after we get home, I think Bruce just crashes on our couch for the night because he's super drunk. Not a great first impression, Bruce. Playboy, my ass. Chapter 2. The Letter. Where am I? He moaned. You, Mr. Wayne, is right now on my couch, I said in quite a cocky voice. Chris, right? Bruce asked. Yes, now I need to leave to work. There's aspirin in the bathroom on the side. It's quite obvious. Take some for your headache and show yourself out. Being kind of a jerk after we let him stay in our house for the night. But I guess we're being playful with him? I don't know. So what, you're leaving me here? All alone? Yes, Bruce, we are not all millionaires. Very funny. What does that mean? Can millionaires famously not stay at home alone? What? Bye, I said before rushing out the door. I felt quite wired leaving a topless Bruce Wayne all alone in my house. To be honest, I had a small crush on him. I mean, it is Bruce Wayne. I don't know what him being topless has to do with him being alone in your house, but sure. I can't think of a reason why we haven't kicked him out before we went to work, though. He might be a famous billionaire, but it's been one night and you don't know him? I was writing a article when one of my best friends, Lois Lane, came up to me. I thought Jennifer was my best friend. To be fair, Jennifer did pretty much ditch us last night and seemed like she wasn't really a reporter anyway. Then again, we're not really much of a reporter if we have to constantly ask people advice on how to be a reporter. What? It's true you went home with someone, Clark said. Yes, but it's not what you think. I tried to explain myself. Then what is it? Lois asked. The guy got drunk, so I simply took him to mine and let him sleep on my couch so he doesn't have a car accident. I explained. That's boring, Lois stated. Lois is already the best thing about this fanfic, and this fanfic has Batman in it. She's just like me right now. More than the me who's already here. Moving on, Bruce, being the old billionaire playboy that he is, decides to send a letter via the Daily Planet staff to the woman he didn't have a one-night stand with. Chris, I had a great time last night. Sorry I got drunk, and thank you for saving me from what would probably be a car crash and letting me sleep on your couch. I had a great time last night dancing with you once, getting insanely drunk, and sleeping on your couch for the night. I am an adult man and am not at all humiliated. I would like to return the favor by taking you out to dinner. My car will be waiting outside for you when you finish work. If you don't want to join me for dinner, please just tell my driver, B. Wayne. Alright, good cliffhanger for this chapter. Bruce Wayne himself shows up to see us in Metropolis. He must be really smitten with us. Author's note. I know this update isn't really long, but it's still an update. Also, I didn't check it well, so sorry for mistakes. For future reference, the way that Bruce speaks is taken from Batman v Superman, plus interviews with Ben Affleck. Well, Kevin Conroy's voice will be forever burned into my brain for any Batman's performance, so sorry, Ben Affleck. I can't tell if it's a bad thing that I keep hearing Conroy's voice for this one too. Chapter 3. Care to join me? Ooh, that's suggestive. Maybe Bruce will actually act like a playboy now. We go to a posh restaurant in Gotham. Gotham? How will I get home? Hope he doesn't mind to drive me. He drove me there. He better drive me back, Chris. My car's still at work. Damn. Stop worrying, Chris. Enjoy this fancy dinner, my mind yelled at me. We had a lovely dinner with such posh food. I felt underdressed in a white shirt and black shirt with matching black heels while everyone was in Armani, Dolce & Gabbana, Louis Vuitton, Prada clothes. I can imagine just deciding to name drop all four after painstakingly taking ages to choose which rich people brands to mention. I definitely didn't belong in a place like this. We finished eating and did the classic Bill dance of, I'll pay, no, I'll pay, after we stood up and walked out. Bruce had his jacket in his hand, and his shirt showed his abs, making me just want to, no, no. Stop. How is this shirt showing his abs? Is it a transparent shirt? Or nothing at all? I wouldn't mind that. We got to his house. There was a lovely view of the water. The water? The pool? Like the pool? Bruce opened the door for me, saying welcome, and I thanked him. I admired his house as he went to put my coat in his closet when an older man in a white suite approached me. Hello, I'm Alfred Pennyworth, and you are the man introduced himself. He had a strong British accent. Nice to meet you. I'm Chris Pye, Bruce's friend, I said as Bruce was returning into the room. It's good to know he still has friends, Alfred said in a joking way. Thanks, Alfred. You should know I have plenty of friends, Bruce said as he came to stand next to me. Yeah, you really showed him, Bruce. It's funny to genuinely defend having friends to the one person who knows literally everything about your social life. Now, at the problem at hand, you got Netflix? I asked. What? Bruce genuinely asked. Oh, Brucey, Brucey, Brucey. You need to get with the times. He chuckled again in response. Never knew I was that funny. You should have stuck to never knowing, Chris. Also, Bruce Wayne doesn't know what Netflix is. Billionaire CEOs aren't Amish. They definitely know what a very famous streaming service is. Chapter 4. Netflix and sleep. I don't know if this person knows that Netflix and chill is a thing, or made a pun here, or they didn't know and just happened to reference it. Either way, this title just spoils everything about this chapter. Oh, we have an extra note here. NN. A nickname or a shortened version of your name. I don't know if I can shorten Chris any more than I already have. I guess Batman can just call me Kree. Or Riz. Bruce and I sat on the couch watching stuff on Netflix after I showed him it. Luckily, we could play it on his TV. What does that mean, luckily? I guess he didn't have a subscription before? I can't imagine a world where Batman doesn't have Netflix. What reason would he have to not have it? Does he just pirate everything? I woke up in Bruce's arms. He was topless. I don't know why, but the fact it keeps mentioning that Bruce is topless is really killing me. There will be an action scene in this fanfiction eventually, and I will definitely be imagining Batman in a full suit, just topless. Why, what? Why I'm up? I'm up because I have work, I explained, fixing my hair in the mirror. Ugh, was his only response. What would you say if you didn't go to work today? Bruce said, hinting for me to stay. I wouldn't say anything because that's not happening, I said. How much do you earn in a week? Bruce asked. Where are you heading with this? I asked suspiciously. I'll double whatever you make for you to skip work today. Oh shit. Chris, take it. Take it. Definitely take it. Please take it. Don't be stupid. No, Bruce, I appreciate that, but I can't accept that. I don't need money to spend a day with you. I'm not a prostitute. I loved spending time with you, but I have to work. We're the worst journalist in the universe, as well as the worst hustler. Please, Bruce begged. This made me think. I did want to go back to sleep. I did love spending time with Bruce. Bruce. Yep, I'm starting to fall for him. That's a lie. I fell for him when I met him. Fine, I said, pretending this was only because he asked me to stay. So much for pride, we folded immediately. I mean, it is topless Bruce Wayne. Who can say no to that? I'm sorry to interrupt, but Master Bruce, you have the meeting at 12, and it's already 10:30, Alfred said. Shit, I forgot about that. Can we move it? Bruce said. I'm sorry, sir, but not likely. You've already moved it from yesterday, Alfred explained. But we just canceled work for you! What do you mean you have to go to work now? I thought the worst part about having Bruce Wayne as a boyfriend would be the unexplained absence and the drama of him being Batman, but it's because he's a drunk and just really stupid. Ooh, interesting. We have a question in the author's note here. Question of the chapter. What would you watch with Bruce and Netflix? Can't be any Batman or Gotham. I can't watch anything related to Batman on Netflix with Batman, but that's the fun part of the question. Surely there's an actual Batman movie in the DC universe or something. They canonically have merch, don't they? A marathon of The Walking Dead seems random. Alright. I don't know what exciting commentary Bruce Wayne would add to that. But a Ben Affleck movie, wow, are we gonna watch Geely? The greatest movie ever made? Chapter 5, Breakfast. I sat down at the small table with Bruce. Alfred made the most delicious breakfast, and I complimented him so much that I made his cheeks blush a bit. After we ate, Bruce put on a beauty suite and walked out fixing the cufflinks. I'm assuming it means beauty suit, but I don't know if that's also actually a thing. I wish they were called beauty suits. I need to go to a stupid meeting. I'll be back in an hour or two, Bruce said. Why is this a common trope to these billionaire romance CEOs hate going to their own meetings? You worked to become CEO. It's the bed you made, man. Like, lie topless on it. I sat watching Netflix while Alfred was doing stuff somewhere. That's frighteningly vague. You could just say he was cleaning stuff. It's a big house and he's one butler. I was really bored browsing through Netflix. I had one of Bruce's smallest shirts on and my skirt. God, do we do anything besides watch Netflix? Don't we have to write that article for the interview we did with Lex Luthor? Chris is just the worst at her job, my god. I was laying on the couch when Alfred walked in. Hello, Miss Pye. Why do you call me that? That is your name, isn't it? Alfred's tone seemed slightly worried. Yes, but you can call me by my first name, unless I should call you Mr. Pennyworth. Oh god, we're so different and cool. It's okay, Alfie, so what's up? I asked casually. I was just wondering, I understand if you don't want to answer, but are you and Bruce serious? Alfred asked. Alfred, it's been 2 days. We met 2 days ago. And your master is a notorious playboy. Do you think it's serious? We talked and talked till Bruce came back. As soon as he came back in, I hugged him as a welcome. You stole my shirt, he said in a cheeky tone. I don't have any other clothes, I said. What about the ones I came in with? I never said there was anything wrong with you wearing my shirt, Bruce said. I'm sorry I needed it, I said. You don't anymore, Bruce said. We were still hugging. Wig his chin on my head. That was almost a good line until I read that his wig was on our head. Even Batman can't escape alopecia, it seems. And we're ending with a cliffhanger where Bruce is about to kiss us. This is some serious stakes here. Chapter 6, Interrupted. Bruce leaned in and kissed me. Should I kiss back? It's all happening so fast. The kiss was full of lust and passion. Bruce had his arms around me. I felt like I could stay there forever. If I was able to, I would stop time. It came to an abrupt end when we heard someone clear their throat at the door. Clark? I said in shock and surprise. Well, that was unexpected. Did Clark not knock? Or were we right at the front door? Chris? Clark said in the same amount of surprise. Bruce? Bryce said as a joke. God, he's just so funny. Wait, you two know each other, Bruce said in confusion. World's greatest detective strikes again. Yeah, the Daily Planet ring a bell? I said. Work, of course, Bruce said. Anyway, Chris, could you give us a few minutes? Bruce asked kindly. Sure, I replied. Bruce's point of view. Ooh, we're getting multiple perspectives here. It's gonna be interesting. Clark and I went down to the Batcave while Chris was still in my house. I was a bit scared she'd wander in and realize I am Batman. It would put her in so much danger, and I don't want to do that. She actually means a lot to me. I really like her. It's been 2 days. We have kissed once, and I showed him how to use Netflix. This man is way too clingy. So I hear the Joker is back. such a such a blunt way to put it, especially from Boy Scout Superman of all people. Also, this has such somehow Palpatine returned energy. Yeah, there's been reports in this area, but he seems different, I said, pointing on the computer screen. So like a imposter, Clark questioned. How does he seem different? What, is he doing anything different? Sort of, more like a protege, I said. So we need to catch this guy before he causes the same damage as the original, Clark said. Yes, and we need to try and find the quick guy. What's his name? Flash, I said. What's Flash gonna do? He doesn't know Joker, and we don't know Flash. Also, spoilers for the rest of the story, but Flash legit never comes up again. But I heard some drama about his actor. Maybe they decided it'd be better if he doesn't show up in this fanfic again. I think that's it for now. We need to start planning for catching this guy, and then we are ready, I said. Batman, known for his calm demeanor and always planning at the last possible minute. Yep, now go back to kissing your date, Clark said. I would love to, I replied. Just finally getting some kisses! Yay! Good for you, Bruce. Chapter 7. Would you drive me home? Bruce and Clark finally walked in. I jumped up from the couch and hugged Bruce. You guys finally finished? I asked. Yes, I think so, Bruce answered. Clark, I said, stretching out his name. It was obvious that I wanted something. What's up? Clark said. Can you drive me home? I asked, giving him puppy dog eyes. Sure, but why me, not Bruce? Clark asked. Yeah, why not Bruce? Bruce said. If Bruce says another sentence in third person, I might rage quit the story. I'm fine with Batman talking about himself in third person, but I legitimately can't imagine anything more grating than Bruce Wayne talking about himself in third person. Wow, this is a short chapter. Author's note, nervous law, super short chapter. I'm sorry, I just couldn't write today and I literally fell asleep and I wrote a bot more to this. I deleted the more part because it literally made no sense and at one point Bruce was Ben and Clark was Henry. Okay, I have no idea what I just read, so let's move on. Chapter 8. And I got home and felt for the first time in a while full of energy. I slept so well in Bruce's bed, and so long. I was actually pretty happy. I had a day off, but not so happy about not getting paid for a day. I didn't really have that much spending money. My wage covered my bills and the food shopping, but left barely anything behind, and missing a day of work definitely wouldn't help increase my income. Chris, you're dating a billionaire! Take the money! The man could buy a country if he wanted to. If my money problems were too bad, I could always ask my dad for money, but I didn't like doing that. He was successful and surprisingly earned a lot. Nice. We have some Chris lore here. We have a rich father who we're avoiding. I was worried we would have no backstory in this universe, so thank God. About 20 minutes later, I heard a knock on the door. That was fast, I thought to myself. I went to answer it, and it was Lois. Lois? I said in surprise. Wait, let me check. Yep, Lois, she said. Come in. Not to sound rude, but what are you doing here? I asked as politely as possible. I thought we were best friends. I'm sure she can drop by uninvited for news, right? Also, the story has very clearly abandoned Jennifer, which is quite funny. I guess what's the point of having some random female best friend character when you can have Lois Lane herself? Yep, he tells me all the gossip. And he told me you slept at someone's house and he caught you kissing, Lois said. She seemed really happy about this. Can people do more than kissing in this universe? Or is it impossible for some reason? To wrap up the chapter, we catch up Lois on everything that has happened in the story so far, which is very little, so we run through it pretty quickly. And then there's a knock on the door again because Bruce was coming by to pick up his shirt. Another great incredible cliffhanger, I'll say. Author's note. I apologize for not updating. I was ill and didn't have the power and will to write. I appreciate the honesty and am amused by the bluntness. Question of the chapter. Who do you think the father is? Very deep question. My answer. I know so Kay can't say, but O should probably say this is a character that you guys should know, I hope at least. Let's see who the comments think our father is. Sans Undertale. I would love to see how they work that one in. My mom, she a mother and a father to me, and my father is in jail what he did to me. That doesn't answer the question even slightly, Sam. Wanda Maximoff, again, doesn't answer the question. Oliver Queen, though ages might not make sense. They don't, Bailey. He is kinda like Spider-Man or Flash, like he gets things done quickly like Flash and is really funny and bubbly like Spider-Man. That is a description of a father, but we're looking for a recognizable name here. Also, Spider-Man is famously poor, so I don't think he's some estranged rich man who's older than Bruce Wayne. Chapter 9. Kiss Me. Oh boy, more kissing. Aren't you guys excited? Bruce and I walked to the living room, or at least that's what I call it. You call your living room a living room, Chris? Man, we are just one in a million, aren't we? Bruce seemed puzzled when he saw Lois. She was stood up and halfway through putting her coat on. Hey, Bruce, she said, like to an old friend. Hi, he replied. You two seem like you know each other, I stated. We do, Lois said. That's because Lois does this thing called journalism and knows about Bruce Wayne. You know, the richest man in Gotham who's also a famous billionaire? Where did we leave off? He leaned in for another kiss, however, I slid away. What's wrong? He said. I can't, I said. Why, sweetie? He said. Sweetie? It's been 3 days, Bruce. Calm the fuck down. I know you're used to your rich boy persona and getting what you want when you want it, but I feel like this is moving too fast, I said. Bruce's smile was nowhere to be found. Rich boy's very generous. I'd say rich middle-aged man, at least. No, Bruce, like you. I just want to know what this is before we carry on, I said. Bruce got down on one knee and my eyes widened. What is he doing? This is more than moving too fast. This is moving at light speed. Chris, would you, would you give me the pleasure of being my wife? Chuckle. Got you there, girls. He said with that charming smile back on his face. God, he's amazing. Just a regular Patrick Jane, isn't he? Bruce switches so wildly from being like a 90-something grandpa with no observational skills to being the worst 18-year-old guy you've ever met. We were kissing for a long time. Lust-filled kisses, ones that you don't ever want to stop, just like before in Bruce's house. Are they never going to do anything more than kissing? I'm not being a weird pervert asking for more. It's just weird they haven't acknowledged it, alright? However, once again, we stopped this time because of a phone call Bruce got from Of course, Clark Kent. Damn, just when it was getting good. Author's note. Thank you on your guys' feedback on the last question. The answer was I had a few ideas but never chose a specific character. I thought that instead of choosing someone myself, I'll give you the choice. So please help me be choosing someone from the list below. What? I thought you already knew who the father was. Whatever, I'm not surprised this is being written as we go. Let's just see the list. The Joker, Penguin, James Gordon, Riddler, not Lex because he won't work in the way I want the story to evolve. Well, this is some list. I honestly can't imagine a universe where the Penguin or the Riddler would be willing to support our terrible journalism. Or even the Joker, really. Or even Gordon, to be honest. Maybe it'll be Lex. I'm excited to see who it'll be then. We have a fun suspect list here. Can't wait for them to slowly reveal it. Chapter 10 Jay. I was just sitting enjoying my day off when I heard a knock on my door. Bruce, I thought. I hurried to the door, and when I opened it, I saw two henchmen. I wasn't sure why they were at my apartment. Hello, boys, I said. Are you Chris, the larger, more handsome cut boss? Who's asking? I said. Please come with us. We don't want to have to force you, the smaller, but still massive one said. Sure, just let me get my bag, I said, giving them a fake smile. I grabbed me bag and followed them to their car. We drove for a while until we reached an old factory building. This is smelling very much like Joker so far. All right. Thank you, I said. He led me to a room round back. It had a steel door with the letter J on it. I knocked and then opened it and heard a laugh. Hello, I said. Sweetheart, he said in a psychotic voice. The dialogue does not match the way that was described. A real Dumbledore said calmly situation. What you want? I asked. He would never bring me to his, oh, such short notice. I want some information, he said. Wait, so we know our father is Joker and we've been just on the fence about taking his money? We haven't done anything about all the terror the man has inflicted on every single person on Gotham? Maybe that's why we live in Metropolis. It's kind of difficult to be ignorant of your father's serial killing when you're living there. I guess Chris is a bit of an anti-hero. Look, all I need to know is what the papers are saying about last night, he said. Can't he just read the papers? Joker, you're clearly not in jail right now. Just get a henchman to pick a newspaper up for 50 cents. What are you doing? I wasn't at work, so I don't know. But what did you do? Wait, let me guess. The Joker strikes again, killing more innocent people, I said. Damn, roasted. Guess we know where we got our sense of humor from, though. No, we just burned the Justice League logo on a building calling them for a fight, ha ha ha, he said, ending with a psychotic laugh. I'm glad we're getting direction because I keep reading Joker's lines the wrong way. How long ago was this? I asked, surprised that O heard nothing about this. About 2 or 3 hours ago. It's still burning. Look at the news, he said, turning on the TV. It's still burning after 3 hours? How slow are the firefighters in Gotham? My god. But I needed to know what's going on inside the news headquarters. I want you to, when you go back to work, to write an article about how the Justice League is under threat from us. Fine, I said as I heard my phone go off. I need to take this, I said. What? Fine? I guess we really are a villain here. Batman's thing for villains never really changes. Just a sec though, let's take a moment to talk about Joker's maniacal plan here. He burned a Justice League logo on a building to call the Justice League for a fight. It's been 3 hours and no one's noticed. So he calls his estranged daughter for a meeting, and since she works at a newspaper in Metropolis, asks her to talk about the burning building so that the Justice League will finally notice it. First off, that is not even remotely a call to action, because how would the Justice League possibly know it's from the Joker? They probably assume it's Firefly, you know, the famous serial arsonist rogue. Secondly, how bad is it in Gotham that a building has been burning for the last 3 hours and no one has come to do anything about it? What is this, like, just dystopian and garbage version of Gotham? Also, the phone call that Chris gets is from Jim Gordon, and here's an insane twist, you guys. You won't see it coming. Chris, are you okay? Jim Gordon said in a panicked voice. Yeah, why? I asked. Your father, he's been, and you weren't at work. I was afraid you were with him, he said. Don't worry, I'm fine, I said just before I heard gunfire. What's that? He practically shouted. Dad, I need to go. I'm fine. Carry on your police work or something. Bye, I said, ending the call. Yeah, Dad, ignore the gunshots, it's nothing. You see, the Joker is my real dad, but no one can grow up with him as a dad, so when I was like 2, Jim Gordon unofficially adopted me. And there it is. We didn't just have one father, we actually had two. Definitely didn't see that one coming, did you? Jim Gordon was our stepfather, and Joker was our Real father. Does that mean Harley Quinn was our mother? Oh my god. I heard loud noises and decided it was safer to stay in the small room. All of a sudden, the door burst open and I saw Batman! This fic is good at its cliffhangers, I'll give it that. I've been waiting for Batman, so I'm glad he finally showed up. Author's note. Dun dun dun. I will go into more detail about your parents later, but I decided I love the father being the Joker as suggested by you guys. Thanks for voting! But it would be weird that you aren't psychotic, so I made you unofficially adopted. Plus, I have a few ideas where this could take me. What kind of upbringing would being Joker's child yield? Would it be guaranteed that you're psychotic? There's definitely a comic about that somewhere in the universe, right? Question of the chapter. Who's your favorite DC villain? My answer. It has to be Joker because I love his psychotic nature and carelessness. For all of Joker's traits, I don't think carelessness is actually one of them. He's surprisingly methodical. Chapter 11. Batman was staring straight at me, and I was staring straight at him. Are you okay? His deep voice said. Yeah, I said. Where's the Joker? I asked. Even though he was a terrible father and only talked to me for his own benefit, a part of me loved him. Oh, we have quite severe daddy issues. This isn't good. Batman sneaked us out and we got in the Batmobile. Where to? He asked, and I gave him my address. He dropped me off, and before I got out the car, I looked deep into his dark brown eyes. I leaned in and kissed him on the lips, and he kissed back. First, through the mask, he looked happy, and then, as if though realization, his face dropped. Something was wrong, but I didn't know that. Batman didn't even have to be topless for us to want to kiss him. Like, damn. Also, what do you mean through the mask? You can't see through the mask. It's not a transparent mask. His emotion is easy to see, I guess. I was making myself some hot chocolate when my phone vibrated. I immediately checked it, and it was Bruce. His name made me smile. Bruce, can we meet up? I looked at the time. 10:48. By the time Bryce would get to mine from Gotham, I would probably be asleep after a long day like that. Me. Isn't it too late? I mean, by the time you get here? I didn't have to wait long for a reply. It was like he was sitting with his phone in his hand waiting for me to reply. I don't know why that made me laugh. Bruce, I'm in Metropolis anyway, because of work. Me. Then come over if you want. Wait, I thought we were already in Gotham. Wasn't Joker in Gotham, or was he hiding out in Metropolis? About 10 minutes later, I heard a knock on the door. When I opened it, it was Bruce. I wanted to give him a hug or a kiss, but he dogged me. What's wrong? I asked. We need to talk, he said quite sternly. I closed the door behind him, and we walked and sat on the couch. Okay then, Bats, I said. Bats? He said in surprise. I underestimated Chris's intelligence. Wow. The cliffs we keep hanging off are quite high, though. Author's note. Guys, I just went for the 5th time to the cinema to watch Batman v Superman. I have a serious problem. You do. I don't think most people outside of Zack Snyder fans can stomach watching that movie more than once. Chapter 12. Bats? Bats? Bruce said in surprise. Yes, now why are you angry? I asked. I'm just confused now, he said. If you loved me, why would you kiss someone else? He carried on. God, this Bruce Wayne is so stupid. It's killing me. My Batman would never. Bruce, calm down. A. I know who Batman is because of his smile, eyes, and mostly chin. B. How would you know that I kissed Batman if you weren't there? I said calmly. Oh my god, I forgot about that. This idiot immediately confronted her about the kiss that only her and Batman would have known about. Holy shit, he's stupid. World's greatest detective. Better than Mobius chair, Batman. I think you should so stay the night, I said to Bruce. And why's that? Bruce said with a sly smile. Because you stopped me feeling lonely, I said. Oh, baby, I will you feel lonely again, Bruce said. We talked for a while about random things until we got tired. We went to sleep and Bruce put his arm around me and I snuggled into his chest. How is he not concerned about the fact that this terrible journalist figured out his secret identity after interacting with him once? She noticed the similarities like so easily. Also, I guess we're still just snuggling. Very PG, this fanfic. Chris, I hate to kill the mood, but about yesterday, Bruce started. What? I said. Why did the Joker take you? Bruce asked. Does it matter? I asked. Extremely, Bruce said. Bruce, it's nothing, I said. Please, Bruce said. So many saids. You'll stop talking to me. You'll leave, I said in worry. Great relationship over. Why? What is it? Are you working for him? Bruce sternly asked. Okay, so this one he figures out quickly, sure. No, worse, I said. Chris, I'm serious, what is it? Bruce said, standing up as I looked down at the table. He's my father, I said quietly. What? Bruce said rather loudly. Oh, we're just going for it? Alright, we're not keeping this a secret. How? Bruce said. You want me to tell you how babies are made? I asked. God. I wish I was this funny when I explained to my boyfriend that my father was a serial killer on the run. No, how is it possible? You seem so normal yet, Bruce started. He's psychotic, I know. He didn't raise me. I was adopted. I'm not even meant to see him, but, He's my father, and in some crazy way, I love him, I said. I get the feeling that someone in the comments section is going to comment that thing all Batman fans do for videos where they're like, actually, the idea of the daughter of Joker being a normal person while secretly being psychotic is a great idea for a Batman villain. So I'm just gonna shut it down right now. No. That's a dumb idea. Joker having a child and secretly having raised them in the background during all his Joker v Batman stuff is really dumb. It's not a great idea for a Batman villain unless Paul Dini uses his Midas touch to make it work somehow. If you comment that, I will delete your comment. I don't know. I don't know how to punish people for doing something that is a mild annoyance to me. Author's notes. So do you guys want lemon in this? I mean, we went into this story with the promise of lemon, but if you're backing out, sure. I don't mind. Because I've been cock-blocking you guys because I can't really write scenes like that. Then why did you say there's going to be lemon in the description of your book? I would love if one of you lovely readers helped me out and wrote some lemon and sent it to me. Of course, credit will be given. Oh god, there's something so funny about receiving smut of your own fanfiction from other people to put in your fanfiction, but I can't pinpoint what it is. Chapter 13 Joker, the Dad of the Year. I have a little humor in the title already, this will be fun. Okay, so basically, how do I start this? My biological father is the Joker. My mother died when I was 5, so I had to be taken care of by my father. Joker had been keeping tabs on you until you were 5? Was he a visiting parent? Did you go to him at 5 years old after your mother died? How does that work? He took care of me for a year, worst year of my life, and threw me out on the street saying, I'm old enough to take care of myself, I started explaining. At 6 years of age, Bruce had a shocked expression. Yep, and I loved on the streets for around 1 week, until James Gordon found me. I got put in a foster home, but couldn't be fostered because I wouldn't talk to anyone but Jim. After about 6 months, Gordon decided to adopt me. I told him who my real father was, and he banned me from seeing him. For my own safety, I mocked. It's the Joker! Not your dad who went to prison for stealing from Walmart, Chris. Didn't you just say the year you spent with him was the worst year of your life? Chris, you need to promise me if this relationship will exist, Bruce said. What? You will never tell either of your fathers, Gordon or the Joker, that I am the Bat. I really wanted to get through that without laughing. Bruce left for some meeting in Gotham, so I decided to power up my computer and work. I wrote a news article for the Monday paper and then started to look at some things the Bat did in the past. Please, let's stop calling him the Bat. As I was surfing the web, my phone made a loud sound. Lois, how's life? Lois texted me. Me, boring, come over. Lois, can't. Clark stole my car to go to Gotham. Me, why is he going to Gotham? Lois, to see Bruce. Me, are they after the Joker? Why would they be after the Joker? Why would Clark be after the Joker? Also, why are you telling this to Lois, who doesn't know anything about this? I got into my car and drove straight to Lois's apartment. I knocked and she immediately let me in. Why are they after the Joker? Was the first thing I said to Lois. He's a criminal, Lois simply said. Lois continues to be the best thing about this fanfiction. He's insane, I know, but I don't want them to hurt him, I said worriedly. Why would Bruce hurt anyone? He's a businessman, Lois started. Lois, I know who he is. I'm not dumb, I said. Oh, but really? Don't worry, they're just trying to protect the city, Lois said. Lois has a very mild reaction to us knowing Bruce was Batman. And I guess Lois knows too? How do we know that she knew? He isn't gonna cause anyone more harm than other villains in this town. They're like weeds. You pull one out the ground and another one grows in his place, I said. Chris, Lois started. I'm sorry, Bruce is calling me and I'm going to take it, I said before answering the phone. When did we exchange phone numbers with Bruce? Maybe it happened off screen, or after we had one of those amazing kisses? Author's note. What are cute nicknames for Bruce? Someone must have made fun of Brucey. I guess this is a common participation thing, that's fun. Zaddy Brucey. Thank you for your contributions, Fifi. Coronavirus giver. Get it? He's a bat? No, I get it. Just wasn't very good. Also a mouthful to say every time and not very relevant anymore. Brewies. Really rolls off the tongue, Mercury Pants. Chapter 14. No vulnerability. What's wrong? Lois asked. I love Bruce, but I care about my dad living, I said, now fully crying. What? Does Batman not have a no-kill rule in this universe? His extremely famous no-kill rule? I don't think you need to worry, Chris. He's definitely not killing the Joker anytime soon, despite everyone in his life always telling him to. I'd be more worried about the cops killing him. It will be okay. He won't kill him. Clark wouldn't let him, Lois said, which calmed me down. Famously, Clark has killed nobody for the sake of mankind. Bruce's POV. No vulnerability, I said loudly after a while of silence between me and Alfred. Pardon me, sir? Alfred asked. That's what separates me from them. What makes me better, I said. I can't fly or run fast. I don't have a magic ring that makes me giant green. Imaginary stuff. Do you know what I'd with that ring? What I'd imagine? I said, slurring words. Perhaps you've had enough to drink, Master Bruce, Alfred said, cutting me off. Okay, so I was very confused about this chapter, so let me explain it to you. Um, I don't think Clark and Bruce are fighting anyone right now, even though that's what the story seems to imply. But also this like discussion between Alfred and Bruce about his like alter ego is something I was like, wow, this is really well written and an interesting insight into the Batman character. Only to find out that it's word for word copying a scene from Damon Lindelof's The Butler Did It, which explains a lot. It is referenced by the author. It's just funny that it's plagiarizing that entire scene. I was like, good grammar, interesting characterization. Are we actually getting some improvement here? And no, it's just plagiarized. Let's pretend that behind the talking in third person Bruce Wayne is actually a very well written, complicated character in this story. Chapter 15, The Figure. I called Chris, no answer. I tried again and again and again, no answer. I started to panic. What if something happened to her? Now by the time I drank about 2 bottles of wine, mostly by myself, Alfred having a glass or two, but that didn't stop me from doing what I did next. I grabbed my car keys, put a coat on, and began to put my shoes on as Alfred came up to me. Batman is a really insane alcoholic. 2 entire bottles of wine. Bruce, what are you doing? Alfred asked. Going for a car ride, I replied. I don't believe that's a good idea after drinking, Alfred said. I put my hand on his shoulder and looked him straight in the eyes. Alfred, I have to do this, I said before leaving. I saw Alfred nod. What, a, what an upstanding moral character. Driving after 2 bottles of wine that's not even buffered with food. Chris's POV. I woke up and saw a dark figure near my bedroom door. It made me jump. I was a hard sleeper, so I didn't hear him or her come in. If you're not, just go with it. Okay. I'll just pretend that I'm a hard sleeper. As I jumped, I knocked over a glass from the coffee table that was right next to me, and it shattered. The figure directed its attention at me and started to approach me. I began to panic. I knew I have a gun in my bedside table, but I wasn't in my bedroom. We have a gun? Wait, our dad's a cop. That makes sense, actually. I began to think of the positives. If this figure does kidnap me and I survive, I'll have a great story for work. Well, maybe we are a good reporter after all. Positives, positives, no more positives. Shit. The figure was right above me. What if I die? And what about Bruce? How will he find out I died? How will I die? Who is this? I began to feel anxious. I quickly began to accept my fate. Everyone does, Chris. This is your time. Pain is temporary. It will pass. Then you'll be at peace. I keep repeating these thoughts in my head. The figure turned on a light and then I saw him. Am I crazy or is this fanfiction improving? We're actually getting into Chris's head a little bit more. There's no more boring dates and snuggling. Author's note. If I start writing differently, it's because I recently started reading a book and I love how Gillian Flynn, is it Gillian Flynn or Gillian Flynn? The author writes in his style. So yeah, well, that explains it. Also, Gillian Flynn is a woman, I believe. Question of the chapter. How can I improve this story because votes have started to decline? Votes are meaningless, trust me. As someone who was on Wattpad for most of my childhood, it's the follows that matter. Not anymore anyway. Who uses Wattpad anymore? Chapter 16. Exclamation mark, part 1. Author's note. I'm writing this on my phone. I want ye apologies in advance for any mistakes. I never thought you weren't writing on your phone, don't worry. Chris's POV. Bruce, I shouted. Hi, he simply said. You fucking scared me, I said, sitting up properly. Sorry for the language, but you were terrified. I can handle it. It's alright. I would have said the same thing if a sweaty, drunken old man broke into my home. I'm sorry, I just wanted to check on you, Bruce said almost instantly. You could have called. And how did you get in? I did 1,000,000 times. And I kicked it in. Bruce said it like it's no biggie. Kicked it in? Like, the door? I thought he was talking about the phone, so I was really confused. Like, he was so mad his girlfriend wasn't responding that he kicked Cole Button in. Definitely not my Batman. My Batman would never. The hell, Bruce? Do you know how much that will cost to fix? I was still shouting. Sorry, I'll pay. I just had a feeling you weren't safe, and you didn't return my calls, so I panicked, Bruce said lovingly. It's like 3 a.m. Who would answer their phone? I said, now lowering my tone. It's 3 a.m.? Is he stupid? How did this man become Batman? I have to know. I know. Anyway, you're safe now, so I'm gonna go, he said, kissing my forehead. Bruce, stay. I can't let you drive, I said. We're being way too calm about this after he kicked our door down, like, oh my god. Why? He asked in surprise. You reek of alcohol, that's why. I don't want you crashing, I said, standing up. I won't crash, he said in a cocky way. Come on, let's go to my bedroom, I said, grabbing his wrist and pulling him. So much of our relationship so far has been Bruce getting insanely drunk and us having to save him from multiple car accidents. Author's note: I know it's super short, but I'm dying of illness. I'm sorry, what? I threw up once in the middle of writing, but I still wanted to update. I'll try updating tomorrow. Why would you write it then? Was it worth it for the chapter we got? Chapter 16, exclamation point, part 2. Author's note: if you lost track, which I did, so I needed to read everything. It's Monday. I did lose track, so thank you. Also, I don't think anyone's keeping a timeline here. It's fine. This is the first time a day has been mentioned. I woke up and Bruce was gone, and in his place was a note. His handwriting looked perfect, as if it was really written 1,000 times, but somehow I knew he only wrote it once, and that his handwriting was always perfect. A very long and unnecessary and ultimately uninformative description of Bruce Wayne's handwriting, but thanks, I guess. It said, Good morning. I'm sorry I left without saying anything, but I didn't want to wake you. You looked so calm. I have a meeting that I can't miss. Have fun at work, XX. Ooh, we're denoting kisses and notes now. This relationship really has gotten serious. I got ready, drank some coffee, and left for work. When I got to work, I did the same boring things, write another boring article. Why are we in journalism if we clearly hate it? Like, what the hell? Also, like, we suck at it. We really suck at it. Lois: how's Bruce? Me: good. He broke into my place drunk last night. Lois: what? Why? Me: he got himself drunk, then thought I was in danger because I didn't pick up my phone in the middle of the night. So what does he do? Well, he breaks the door down to check if I'm in danger. I'm glad we're reassessing the insanity of this relationship at least. Lois: at least he cares if you're in danger and he's thinking about you. Very positive spin to put on the situation, Lois. Me: yeah, but don't you think it's a bit psychotic? I'm not sure if I shouldn't break up with him. It's only been a week of dating Bruce Wayne. I'm already thinking about breaking up with him. This fanfic is subversive, I'll give it that. Lois: look, being with Bruce has its dangers. He is, whispers, but man. That's why he thinks you're in danger. Me: I guess. And God, why did I never think of that name, Lois? You're a genius. I'm sure no one's come up with that one. Nice work, Lois. Almost as good as that therapist pun you came up with that one time. Alright, so no cliffhanger this time, but this chapter ends with Chris leading Bruce away for, I think, a date, but he doesn't know where the date is, so it's gonna be a surprise for the next chapter. Question of the chapter: are you enjoying this fanfics? Oh, let's get some opinions here. I haven't checked the comments in a while. This is without the doubt the only fic that has made me so horny and yet made me laugh so hard. I love it so much. Alright, that's enough of the comments. Let's move on. Chapter 17. Food. I forgot to give credit to Grill. Yeah, I'm not reading that. For Buttman in the Lost chapter. So it's not my idea, everyone. I'm not that smart. Good thing you gave credit. That nickname was just so good. I need to go and follow this account now. Okay, we're close, so close your eyes, I said, smiling. Okay, Bruce said, laughing to himself. We walked around the corner. I had to lead him even though he nearly fell over once and hit a lamppost when I forgot he couldn't see and I wasn't looking where he was going. How do you forget? You can't see if your hands are over his eyes, Chris. What are you doing? Open them, I said cheerfully. He slowly opened his eyes. The large smile dropped suddenly. We're eating here? He asked with a hint of disgust. Just try it, I said, pulling him towards the hot dog cart. Two, please, I said to the guy, handing him $4. I'm sorry, we tell him that we're taking him on a special date, closed his eyes with our hands, and crashed into basically everything. And then we end up at a hot dog cart. We're just the worst girlfriend. Also, I wish hot dogs were $2 where I live. Like, God. How is this so good? He said before taking another bite. You know, when I first moved here, that's all I ate for a month, I said, as we sat down on the steps in the Hero Park in front of the Superman Memorial. Superman Memorial? Like, Superman's dead? Did Clark give up Superman in this version? What a weird thing to just hurry past. How so? Well, when I moved here, I didn't have much money, so I ate cheap stuff, and I remembered coming here with my dad when he took me here to Metropolis, and we ate hot dogs from that place. So I ate from there for the first month because I knew it was good. Well, fair enough. I love hearing about your past. It's so interesting, Bruce stated. It's interesting that we ate hot dogs for a month because we were poor. You traveled the world and trained with assassins, my guy. God, we're just having so much chemistry with Bruce Wayne right now. I wish I could swap. What, parents killed in front of you when you're a kid and then grow up wanting revenge and training in every way possible? Bruce said. Bettering than having one psychotic parent who your boyfriend wants to kill, watching your mother die, suffering depression and anxiety since the age of 5, having insomnia as a kid. Should I carry on? Are we comparing our traumas right now? Bruce Wayne, you won't understand my pain. My dad is the Joker, and my second dad is Jim Gordon, and now I have insomnia, except I didn't that one night you broke down my door at 3 a.m. in the morning when I fell asleep. You suffer from anxiety and depression? Bruce asked. I'm surprised that's what he got from our past. He doesn't even deny wanting to kill the Joker. Also, he's saying that like he hasn't got mental health issues. The guy who wears a bat suit every night. Bruce decided to hug me. It made me feel warm, even though the outside world was cold. Hugs are usually warm, regardless of the weather of the outside world, but Sure, whatever. Author's note. Hey! Is that a slur? I'm just gonna skip that. I was going to write more, but I'm not in the best mindset to do so. I just had a massive argument with my parents, and it made me think a lot. I realized that's a bad idea. I started to question everything and start asking myself stupid questions like, what's the point of the humanity if we all die in the end? And if anyone is ever in my situation, do what I did. Go and write something in Wattpad, it helps. Well, I didn't expect the author to have an existential crisis in the middle of this. So I'm I'm just gonna move on to the next chapter now. Chapter 18, A Morning Text. Bruce's POV. 11 a.m. I was quite tired and decided I will go to sleep. I was seriously considering calling Alfred for him to come over and keep me company. I felt so lonely without Chris. Of course you can call over Alfred for company. He's like a family friend, the only constant in your life since birth. Also, why does it sound like Alfred doesn't live in Wayne Manor? Like, what? This man just has no friends outside of Alfred and his 2-week girlfriend. I decided to send her a good night text. Me. Good night, baby. Wish I could say it in person. Is that okay? Am I going too far? Does it sound creepy? I thought. I sent it without trying to even answer my own questions. I sat there staring at my phone screen thinking, reply, reply, reply. She hasn't replied. She hates me. Bruce Wayne being an insecure teenage girl over his relationship was really not what I expected when I saw this book. I thought he was going to be all cool and suave and playboyish, but so far he's just been extremely depressed and clingy with us. Like we actually considered breaking up with him yesterday because he was being so weird. Morning, Alfred, I greeted him. You sound really happy. Is everything okay, Bruce? Alfred said semi-seriously. Honestly, Alfred getting worried about Bruce being happy makes sense. It's very out of character and should be a cause for concern. Yes, everything's okay. I'm happy and I like it that way. I said, sitting down on my computer. Let me guess. Chris, Alfred said. Yes, she sent me a morning text. A morning text, Alfred? I've never felt so much love through a text, I said, spinning in my chair. I felt like an adopted orphan. Oh, that has layers, my god. You've gotten morning texts before, Alfred said. Yes, but they were never genuinely true and full of love. Her, I know she means every word. She wants me to have a good day, and I know she means it, I said. There's finally hope for the Wayne Annie to be passed down, Alfred said. I've never seen name misspelled quite that badly before. No, Alfred, will the suit be ready for tonight? I asked. Yes, why? Alfred asked. I need to go pay a visit to Lex Luthor, I said. Finally, some plot. I've been foaming at the mouth for this. Bruce, won't it be easier to get this through being Bruce Wayne? Bruce Wayne is better at getting information. But Bruce Wayne would attract a lot of attention when he breaks in, I said. But you don't have to break in. There's a party in 3 days' time, Alfred said. God, Bruce is so stupid at this. It's literally making me mad. And how do I get in? I asked. How do I get in? You're Bruce Wayne! If you asked, they'd probably let you waltz into Buckingham Palace unsupervised. Doesn't Chris work for the press? She'll get you in, Alfred said. I don't want to use her, I said, walking out the room. It was horrible how Alfred wanted to use Chris, but it was a good idea. How's it bad to use Chris to help with Batman stuff? She's chill with that. I thought she liked Batman. Chapter 19, Suits. Chris's point of view. Me. So what's up, Bruce? Well, I was wondering, how do I say this? I need a favor. Me. Okay, what is it? Bruce. Can you get me into Luthor's next party? Me. Sure. Anything else? I was right. I guess we are chilled. Also, I thought there was an imposter Joker running around. Wasn't that the whole point of this story? Wasn't that the plot? Why are we suddenly following Lex Luthor? I got the invite for the party and texted Bruce I have it. He didn't reply for ages, of course. Later, he finally thanked me and told me he missed me. He made me feel so special. I know he's really special, and if I lose him, I lost at love. I guess we're just fully brushing over the drink driving at 3 a.m. and breaking down our door thing. This man is just too much of an Adonis to be ignored. I spent the rest of the night reading and chilling. I decided to check Wattpad and got an idea. Bruce is a well-known rich boy and playboy. A lot of people wish they dated him. What if? No. I had to check. Wait, are we going meta? What? I searched for fanfics with Bruce in. There was a lot. It made me feel uncomfortable that people were fantasizing about my boyfriend. Yeah, that would be weird, wouldn't it? Glad I'm not doing that. I'm dating Bruce Wayne. How is it even possible? Felt so lucky. Then I thought again about the fan fictions. I wonder if Bruce knew anything about these, that they even existed. How would his fangirls react when they find out he's no longer single? Will they try to break us up? Does Bruce Wayne have fangirls? He's just like a CEO, right? He's not Kim Kardashian. Does Jeff Bezos have fangirls? Or like Elon Musk? God, I hope not. Night of the party. I got ready putting on a fancy dress that made me look nearly as posh as Bruce. Maybe it's just my editor brain flaring, but posh definitely feels like the wrong word to use here. We walked around talking to random people. At one moment, Bruce told me he has to go do something, so I hooah, he was gone, interviewed some people. Later, Bruce came back and looked a bit shaken up, like he ran and hid from people for some time. I love explaining Bruce's absence as Batman being he ran and hid from people for some reason. Like, yes, Batman famously runs away from conflict. He is, of course, a very passive character. We danced, talked, and sat around for a while until we finally decided we should leave. Bruce drove me home and parked the car. You should come upstairs with me, I said. You think? Bruce said playfully. Yup, come on, I said. We both went upstairs and I opened a bottle of wine and gave a glass of it to Bruce. Bruce, can I ask you something? Bruce made a sound that meant, yes, what? Well, I don't want to offend you, but do you ever wear normal clothes? Asking that question to Batman of all people is so funny. Well, I guess. I mostly wear suits. Why? I always have. It's just what I wear. How are we not addressing the giant bat-sized elephant in the room right now? Oh my god. I think you should try taking a suit off once in a while, I said. How about now? Bruce said playfully. Ooh, I'm definitely skipping this part. You're welcome, by the way. Chapter 21, Fight. Very vague title, but I'm excited for some drama. Ooh, we have pictures at the start of chapters again. That's fun. At least Ben Affleck looks a bit more prepared for the photo in this one. Versus POV. I woke up to the sound of Bruce's voice. However, he wasn't in the bed anymore. Well, that ruins lying in bed cuddling, doesn't it? I thought to myself. I got out of bed completely naked, got some shorts and a t-shirt to put on, and went to the living room. Yeah, goes by the Riddler. I don't know. What? No. Why? Why, look, I'm not talking to Cat to get information. Okay, yeah, so I need details on the Riddler and Penguin. Yes? No. Okay, sure. Oh, Alfred, I need to go, Bruce said when he noticed me. Fun, comment participation activity for this video. If you're able to write the other side of this conversation, that would be really funny. Alright, also, does he not know who Riddler is in this version? Or maybe the rogues haven't been fully formed yet. Are we actually the Rachel of this universe? Are we gonna die in some twisted jigsaw game? Then together, we made breakfast, and then of course ate it. After eating, Bruce apologized about the fact he had to leave because people expect him to be Bruce Wayne, the head of the company. He left and drove all the way to Gotham. I mean, that's his job. He's the topless CEO of Wayne Industries. Calling him topless just has a completely different meaning now, huh? I turned on the news and saw Gotham streets. I began to listen to the news reporter, and on your screens you can see the very dangerous situation between the Joker and the Batman as they fight down the street being chased by cop cars. Fuck's sake, I thought. My father and boyfriend fighting again. Very mild reaction to seeing both of them on the verge of death, but sure. I thought that meet my dad would be hard with Jim, but I mean it's worse with my father. My boyfriend is trying to kill him, and he's trying to kill my boyfriend. Does Batman seriously not have a no-kill rule in this universe? What is this Zack Snyder bullshit? I thought this was like a cute and simple romance drama. I carried on writing until I got a text from Jennifer, who I didn't practically talk to since the party. We really didn't need this character back. You don't have to force her back in, author, I'll be honest. Jen, hey. Me, hi. Jen, how you doing? Me, okay, just feel sick. Jen, poor you. Are you ill? Me, I think it's just a hangover. Jen, or morning sickness, XP. Me, why would you say that? Jen, you've been drinking. You've been banging, XD. Me, logic. I used to write like this in high school. I started thinking, what if it was morning sickness? We forgot to use protection last night. What if? How did you not use protection? What the hell? I wonder if Damien had been conceived at this point, because if he had, this Batman might be the dumbest Batman I have ever encountered. Like, probably 10 times worse than the Batman in that Harley Quinn TV show. Chapter 22. Catwoman. Ooh, it had to happen eventually. We have our first love rival in the form of Catwoman. I'm so curious how they're gonna write her. Also, we have another Ben Affleck photo. We're slowly improving on these, I think. Be prepared to see his face a lot more from now on. Bruce's POV. I was at home desperately looking for answers. My slight hiccup with the Joker earlier in the day meant for me to be on a strict schedule. A real slight hiccup, being chased by a fleet of cop cars and being in a life-threatening fight with the Joker. Just a hiccup. Alfred, are you sure we don't own any files on Penguin? Yes, I'm sure. Own files? I thought you created files by doing research about the individual. Whatever, sure. Master Wayne, why don't you contact Kat? She will know this information. Being the certified Catwoman expert here, as someone who has read an inordinate amount of Catwoman comics recently, I will say that I honestly think that she'd sooner marry Batman than bother to learn anything about what the Penguin is doing at any point in time. I told you, Alfred, I don't want to talk to her, so you don't want any information. I do. Ugh, fine. I will meet with her. I'll try contacting her. Thank you, Alfred. After Alfred gave me the details for the meeting, it was the next day at 7 p.m. Why would Alfred be able to contact Catwoman without arousing suspicion? Does he know what her secret identity is? And whatever, I get to see Catwoman, I'm happy either way. Chris's POV. I was sitting around the house doing nothing. I was really stressed about feeling sick and decided to stop my nerves by proving my thoughts wrong. I went to the nearest shop and bought a pregnancy test. Don't think about that, you're not pregnant, I thought to myself. I then looked at the test and it was positive. Shit, shit, shit. No, 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 this can't be happening to me, I said to myself. I ran down to the shop again and bought 3 more. All positive. I used them in the store bathroom. I walked out the bathroom in misery. I wasn't ready for a child. They had sex yesterday, by the way. Look, I'm not an expert at pregnancy. I'm just a 21-year-old reporter at the Daily Planet with 2 gay dads, but I'm pretty sure that's not how pregnancy tests work. Bruce's POV. It was around 7 and Kat came to my house. Classically, she didn't come in through the doors. I'm sorry, but I have to take a moment to point out the pettiness of getting your father figure to arrange a meeting with your ex-girlfriend instead of doing it yourself. Bruce Wayne really is an insecure teenage girl in this version, good god. Hello, Bats, she said. Hi, Cat. Has Catwoman ever called Batman Bats? I thought that was Harley's thing. I need some information. Don't we all? I need information on Penguin. I know. How? Alfred told me. Oh. I don't know if that was meant to be, like, intentionally funny, but god, Batman is dumb in this version. He just doesn't know where he is 90% of the time. Bruce's POV. I decided to visit Bruce. I was tired after work, but wanted to see him and tell him the news. I didn't know how he would take it, but I had to tell him. Oh god, we're going full soap opera here. I drove all the way to his, and as I pulled up onto the drive, I saw Bruce through the glass. However, I could see he wasn't alone. He was full on making out with the person in full spandex. I started to cry slowly and saw them still kissing. We're not going to question the spandex. Catwoman is fully suited up when she comes to see Bruce at his house. Why didn't she just come through the front door? They know their secret identities. I looked around my car and found a Sharpie, and I knew exactly how to use it. I hope you do. Sharpies are notorious for being hard to use. I got out my window and walked up to where they were. I started writing on the glass, and Bruce looked up and noticed me. He looked in panic and ran out his house, but by the time I was backing out his drive, leaving him with only jerk written on his window. Okay, so we drive to Wayne Manor after realizing we're pregnant with Batman's child, see him making out with someone in spandex, then decide the best thing to do is to write on a window with a Sharpie we just found somewhere, walk up where they are by the window, still making out, write jerk, which wouldn't read correctly on their side, then drive away. We're so cool. Hopefully we wrote it backwards so he can read it. Yeah, I don't really trust Chris's intelligence, I'll be honest. Question of the chapter. Is this story good? Do you like it? Please be truthful. Apart from the pregnancy, it's the best I've ever read. Can't say I disagree. Chapter 23, Announcement Letter. Ooh, we have a colored Ben Affleck for once. That's fun. Bruce's POV. I was home feeling like crap. I was looking down at my half-empty glass of wine and decided it needed something better scotch. As I walked over to get the scotch and glanced at the jerk that didn't wash off, I heard a knock on the door. I'm pretty sure Sharpie can be washed off, right? On a window? Also, you're a billionaire, Bruce. I'm sure there's cleaners out there that can get that off. I opened the door and saw Clark! My face dropped in disappointment. Hello, I said. Hey, Chris told me to give you this, Clark said. What is it? I asked. No idea. Oh, and she told me to say congrats. For what? I don't know. Let's find out, I said, opening the letter. Dear Bruce, I'm happy to announce I'm dumping you for your dick-ass move. I read Dick-ass move is so stupid. God, we are lame. A part of me is surprised we weren't mad enough to just reveal his secret identity to the public. You know what? I'm gonna go, Clark said. Clark and Lois have really been the best parts of this story so far. I know you probably have a million explanations that are all sadly lies because we know the real reason. You had your fun with me and now I'm useless trash like every other girl you fuck. Anyway, I should announce, I will never forget you and that's for one reason only. I'm pregnant. I'm not joking. I'm actually pregnant, but when this child is born, I don't want you seeing it because one day you will break its heart and I don't want that happening. It's so funny that we clarified that we aren't joking about being pregnant. Like, why would you joke about that in a breakup letter in the first place? But congrats on already being a shitty dad. I didn't want to tell you this way, but when I came to tell you, you were busy. Remember? Jerk. Not love from Chris. I don't think he needed the reminder, but considering how stupid this version of Bruce Wayne is, we made a good choice there, Chris. As I read the letter, tears formed on my eyes. How could I let this happen? Alfred came on, and I wiped away my tears as fast as I could. Were we meant to feel bad for Bruce in this situation? Lord knows I get making out with Catwoman, but were you waiting for Chris to talk to you? Are you stupid? What's wrong, Master Bruce? He asked. Nothing, I said. What's that in your hand? Is it from Chris? Alfred said. Yep. Oh, Alfred, I'm a dad, I said. Congratulations, finally, Bruce, Alfred said with a smile. You don't want more of an explanation, Alfred? Aren't you at least curious? Chris's POV. A week passed and everyone knew about my pregnancy somehow. I felt embarrassed. I had a short relationship with a guy and now this. How is having a short relationship equivalent to getting pregnant? What's the connection there? Also, I stopped going to work because I lost the lost part of Bruce, our child. I couldn't believe this happened. One way I was happy. I didn't want a kid. On the other hand, I just lost a child. I finally decided to go back to work. Alright, I guess there is no child now. Okay. We're moving on very quickly here. Feels like the kid was written out for the reader's sake. All day people were coming up to me and saying, it will be alright, or I'm here for you. I know this is hard. But the truth was, they only said it because that's what you're meant to say, social convention. Maybe they're also just saying it because they're nice? Is that a stretch, Chris? The only genuinely nice people were Lois, Clark, and one of my coworkers, Carlos, or short for Carl. I wasn't always close with Carl, but I asked him for some help with learning Spanish, and from that point onwards, we were friends. He gave me a box of chocolates and offered me dinner. Oh no, we have a Carl now? We have a Carl. This is bad. We can't date a Carl. I wanted to date Bruce Wayne. We dated for like 2 weeks. Also, what's up with romances in general, where the second male lead is always some minority, and they're always Latino? It's so strangely consistent. I don't get it. I wanted to refuse. I mean, Bruce, I still had feeling for him, but that's why it hurts so much seeing him cheat on me. Yeah, I know. That's usually the reason people get sad when their partner cheats. I wonder if we're going to get an explanation as to why he made out with Catwoman, though. Like, the explanation is that he needed information about the Penguin. But you're Batman! You have a bat computer and morally ambiguous security systems all around Gotham. How would Catwoman know any more than you do? After work, I was tired and left the building to go to my car, which I parked on the other side of the street opposite my work. Very detailed description of where your car is, but thanks. I walked out the main door and nearly gasped at the sight of Bruce. He was standing in front of my car in a prestigious suit, with flowers in his hand. I guess we looked up similar words to posh and a thesaurus. I started walking along the sidewalk towards nowhere, and in my Perryvale vision, I saw Bruce run across the road and nearly get hit by a car. I'm sorry, he almost got hit by a car? How much of a moron do you have to be to run across? You know what? We know how much. I felt a light tap on his shoulder, and without thinking, I turned around to face Bruce. Oh, never mind, he's good. How the hell did he do that? I looked into his eyes and wanted to say, God, I miss those eyes and your voice. Speak, Bruce. Speak. It's not an animal, Chris. To tell him to speak. I know you don't want to see me, or even hear my voice. I do, I thought. But I just wanted to personally say congratulations. And I've tried to say that to you for a few weeks, but you never left work, Bruce said. Thank you, but I'm not pregnant anymore, I said. Yes, Bruce, after cheating on me, what I really wanted was your congratulations about the conception of our baby. That was the first thing I wanted. Yeah, well, when you lose a child, you blame yourself, so you try to find stuff to tell you it's not your fault, I said, slamming my door and starting my car up while I saw Bruce outside with a hand on his face and his eyes closed, like he was thinking he could have done something to stop this from ever happening. Yeah, if only he could have done something. Like, literally anything. But the truth was, I knowingly was overreacting, trying to make him feel my pain, while he tried to lighten the mood. Honestly, I feel like she's not mad enough, but sure. I guess we're sitting childless after Bruce Wayne cheated on us. Is this part of the fantasy of dating Bruce Wayne? That he cheats on us with Catwoman just so he could get a file on the Penguin? Is he really worth it, guys? Like, really? Chapter 25. Who are you? And Affleck actually looks kind of attractive in this photo. Huh. Chris's POV. I was ready for my date with Carl, but I couldn't stop thinking how poorly I treated Bruce. He tried saying sorry, and I refused. Yeah, definitely blame yourself. This is 100% your fault, Chris. After Carl and I went to Memorial Park for a walk, we were in front of the Superman statue when I swear I saw Bruce again. But this time, that feeling didn't go away. Carl and I sat down on the steps on the other end to the stranger. Another 10 minutes later, I was dying. Why did he look like Bruce? Was it Bruce? Are we dying of laughter, or are we just, like, really curious? Also, Bruce Wayne is stalking us? Well, this really just became 50 Shades of Grey. Hey Carl, I just need to check something, I said to Carl. Hal was on his phone. Sure, he replied. He went up to the person slowly. Hi, do I know you? You look like someone I know, I said genuinely. Hi Chris, you forget people quick, he stood up. Bruce, it's dark. I wasn't sure it was you. Yeah, well, I think you should go back to your date. What, him? I could walk to Gotham and he wouldn't realize, I joked, making both of us laugh. We were being insanely amicable considering what just happened. Good God. I'm sorry, Bruce said. No, I'm sorry, I said. Bruce, I made a mistake and I've regretted it. I was so mean to you when you came with flowers. Please forgive me. But why are we apologizing? We didn't do anything. We literally didn't do anything wrong except for some mild vandalism. I forgive you. And will you forgive me for kissing Kat? It meant nothing. I just wanted some information about some villains, and that was the only way she would tell me. Again, you made out with her for like a good 5 minutes, like up till the point I was driving up to your house and I wrote jerk on your window. So I don't think it meant nothing. I forgive you. I love you, Bruce. Alright, we're back together. Yay, I guess. I don't know what the point of that was. Are he and Calvin on good terms again? Was the penguin information even useful? Mind you, we are only halfway through the story right now. I definitely have to cut some of this up. This is getting way too long. I'm so sorry, Impala. Chapter 26, Together Again. Wow, Ben Affleck with those puppies. He looks like such a sweet and loving guy. Wait, I'm getting distracted, sorry. Alright, I'm gonna move this along because we're kind of stuck in filler hell right now. Let me just show you the highlights leading up to the climax. Carl and Chris break up, obviously. Lois and Clark find out we're a thing, and they're excited. We say I love you to each other. This is an actual author's note for one of the chapters. There's an unnecessary amount of information about a dog that Chris is dog sitting called Max. Like, I'm not joking, several plot points revolve around what is being done to take care of this dog. A lot of characters meet the dog, and it is legitimately the most boring thing I have ever had to suffer through in this fanfiction next to Bruce Wayne. This was an actual photo chosen by the author for one of the chapters. Like, she really just stopped, looked at this photo of Ben Affleck, and said yes. Now there's a man who doesn't look like he's trying to hold back tears. By the way, there's also this line, I woke up in the warm embrace of Batman. Yes, once again, I was with a superhero, and it felt super. Like, it's only in chapter 30 that we get a reference to the fact that, no, you aren't dating the most boring and pathetic man on earth, you are also dating Batman. You know, the cool stoic guy with parental issues and a mysterious air about him? We also moved to Gotham for Bruce, and I think we quit the Daily Planet too, it's not very clear. The least believable part of this fanfiction continues to be us moving to Gotham from Metropolis. Like, what moron decides to leave a well-paying job in Metropolis for one of the most crime-ridden cities in the country? For Bruce Wayne, of all people. Also, after having been told multiple times that our mother is dead, she just shows up and we have the most normal interaction with her. After buying everything, O was walking to the car when I saw a familiar face. Hey mom, I said to Lee, who was walking past. Hey honey, what you doing here? Shopping, you? Same. But dear, you live in Metropolis. Not anymore. What? I just moved here. And you didn't call? I didn't want Dad to know. He would flip that I'm not in Metropolis. Wait, Jim wanted us to stay in Metropolis to be safe from Joker. But Barbara is also his daughter. Shouldn't she not be in Gotham too? Does Jim care more about us than Barbara? Chapter 36. A storm is coming. Bruce's point of view. I was in the Batcave when all of a sudden my computer crashed and I began to panic. Alfred, I called out. The screen turned green, then blue and red, before I heard a laugh. Joker, I said under my breath. Blue and red are famously colors associated with the Joker. Batsy, batsy, bat. Remember when you took my love away? Well, she is coming for her pudding. Ha 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 ha. I've already got a... The Joker's voice came through my speakers until Alfred unplugged the computer. You're welcome, Alfred said. I don't know why, but a supervillain, like, trying to get a message across to someone, and instead of just letting him speak, you just, like, immediately cut contact. I don't know why that's so funny. Why are you listening to this trash, Master Wayne? Uh-huh, thanks. He was trying to say something. I said, yeah, Alfred, he was telling me his plan. Maybe pulling the plug on the entire Bat computer was kind of a bad idea there. He's trying to provoke you, Alfred said. I guess. Alfred, can you get me a meeting with Waller? I need to get more information about the Fast kit. I guess I was wrong. They did mention Flash again. We still won't see him later, by the way, in case there are any Flash viewers who wanted to see him. Yes, Master Wayne. Thank you. Alfred, and any news on the activity of Penguin and Riddler? No, they've been quiet. Wow, making out with Catwoman was completely pointless then, wasn't it, Bruce? Unless it wasn't. You cheater. I started to do some decryption to find out how the Joker was capable to hack my comp, and Alfred was doing some repair on my suit when Chris walked in, startling both Alfred and I. Who calls it a comp? Does anyone call it a comp? Chris, how did you... I started. I'm sorry, it's been half a year, and we haven't been shown access to the Batcave? Does this man even love us? Wow, I never knew Bruce spoke to women about anything but himself, Alfred joked, and I laughed. Very funny, Alfred, I said and annoyed. But, I thought I was... Are we getting the point of views mixed up? Cause, like, did Bruce laugh and then immediately get mad at Alfred? Now, Chris, do you need anything or are you leaving? I'm busy here, I said. I was frustrated, I was doing something important, and Chris just came in for a stupid chat. Oh my god! Batman's just the worst boyfriend to have. He has such like severe mood swings. Well, I came to invite you to dinner, but that offer is gone. I'm sorry, Bruce. I didn't mean to invade. He obviously sounded annoyed at me, and I tried apologizing, but the only thing I could say was, before she stormed out, I slammed my head on the table, giving up on women. Ouch, I said, not really from pain, bit more to say something, but the only thing I heard in response was Alfred walking out. I knew that both of them were now annoyed at me. I don't feel any sympathy for this man. I never thought I would hate a version of Batman as much as the one in All-Star Batman and Robin, but my god, this is proving me wrong. I carried on working, booked a meeting with Waller, and then began finding out information on Joker's recent location and activity. I learned that he attempted breaking Harley Quinn out a few times, but each time failed, luckily. Wait, so why did we go to the Lex Luthor party if we're back on Imposter Joker? Is Joker still like a fake Joker in this, or is he actually back from the dead or something? Is there an original Joker that was already defeated? I'm so lost. Later that night, when Chris and I were in each other's arms in bed watching TV, I decided to ask about the dinner Chris mentioned earlier. Am I still uninvited to the dinner you mentioned? What dinner? Oh, that, no, she said, which made me smile. So when is it, and what is it? Whenever you're free and dinner with my parents. Oh, wow. Guess we're just retconning the fact that our mother died when we were young? Okay, cool. Maybe we'll just have a painfully awkward dinner with Batman, Jim Gordon, and the Joker. God, please make that happen. That'd be amazing. Wait, whose surname do you have? Joker's? No, my biological mom's. I think at least that's what I've been told. Is Pie Joker's last name? It would be very fitting. Also, I can't believe we've been dating for like half a month. I'm Joker's daughter, and Bruce has not asked any more questions about like my origins or any information he could use against the Joker. Chapter 40, Meeting the Parents. I didn't skip any chapters, by the way. For some reason, it just like hard cuts from chapter 36 to 40, so yeah, do with that what you will. I like to think all the interesting stuff happened between those two chapters. Also, Ben Affleck's photo is the one where he's on Jimmy Fallon, and I've just never seen a more awkward man in my life before. But he has a cute awkwardness to him. Huh. We arrived at my parents' house and knocked at the door. Lee, my mom, opened the door. Come on inside, my mom said. We walked in the house where I grew up, and my mom led us to the dining room where Bruce and I sat down next to each other. Jim entered the room, and Bruce stood up to shake his hand. Hello, sir. I'm Bruce, by the way, Bruce introduced himself. Hi, Bruce, and I know, remember, we've met before, Jim said, and Bruce looked somewhat nervous. Have we? Bruce asked. Yes, after the tragic loss of your... Jim started before Bruce kid in. Of course I remember now, Bruce said. Way to go, Jim. You're really killing it, man. Wouldn't, like, every person in Gotham know not to talk about Bruce Wayne's, like, dead parents? Isn't that a thing everyone should know? Just in the back burner, like, just never bring that up if you ever interact with the man. We all talked while having dinner. Bruce seemed to get along with my parents. With my dad, Bruce seemed like old friends. Like every day they hung out at the bar talking about the same topics. Conversation between them was sitting casual and so fluent. They somewhat had inside jokes which made me wonder where from, and then it hit me. Batman. Bruce and my dad worked together on cases and stuff before, so they must have talked before, and possibly that's where they first started making inside jokes. This brought up another question. Does Jim Gordon know Bruce Wayne is Batman? If Jim talked about the tragic death of his parents in front of Bruce, while knowing he's also Batman, that's probably the dumbest thing Jim has ever done, competing even possibly with basically everything Bruce has done so far. After Bruce left, I knew my parents would comment on him, but they were quiet. So? I asked. So? My dad asked. What do you think? I asked. He's a gentleman, and you two look great together, my mom said. Thanks, Mom. Am I still 21, and is he still 40 in this scenario? Because, God, that sounds weird as hell. What about Max? I asked. He's the cutest puppy that has ever lived, my dad said. What have you done with James Gordon? I joked. I hate this dog. I need this dog gone so bad. I can't explain this hatred inside me. The puppy melted my heart, and now I can't hide the fact there's hair everywhere, Jim said before he laughed, and then heard his phone ring. Gordon! Harley! How? Okay, so where? Okay, is the bat there? Good, at least that I'm on my way. Yes, okay. He ended the call. I'm sorry to leave, but your father broke his girlfriend out, and now I guess they are celebrating, my dad said. You can just say Joker, Jim. You don't have to keep saying your father. That's just adding salt to the wound. You don't have to remind me that I'm related to a psychopath serial killer at like every opportunity. Okay, bye, Dad. Be careful and say hi to Batsy from me, I said and hugged him. I will, sweetie, my dad said, and I smiled, hoping he would. I knew now what the emergency with Bruce was. Okay, so Gordon does know who Batman is. Jesus Christ, Jim. Chapter 41, Jokes on Gotham versus POV. I could see the Joker and Harley in the distance with two SMGs shooting them into windows and laughing hysterically. They weren't hard to locate. They left a trail or fire and destruction behind them, along with some other criminals who were contributing to the damage, some of which I already managed to knock out. I was just about to glide down to Harley and Joker when Jim came to me and asked what the exact situation was. Joker broke Harley out, then they went to party, I said in my Batman voice. Yeah, he knows that already. He's the commissioner, Bruce. I thought you got your information from the police about this. This better be worth it. I'm missing dinner with my daughter and her new guy for this, Jim said frustratedly. I'll take care of it, I replied before gliding down. Look who came to join us, Harley, the Joker said, smiling mischievously at me. You won't take me from my pudding, Batsy, Harley said, hanging on the Joker. I'm going to put the two of you back into cages, I threatened. Now that's the one-line slinging Batman I know and love. It's not even a pun, Bruce. Come on, you can do better than that. You see, wait a second, the Joker said, putting his hand up in a manner yo show me to stop. I'm getting a phone call, he said with a large smile before answering the phone. I was about to grab it out of his hand, but he answered with, Chris, how may I help? So I stopped to listen. No, I broke Harley out. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to cut your... I'm sorry, I just want to say that however you and Jimmy, your new daddy, want me to stop, I won't. What am I reading right now? Yes, Harley is here. No, you can't speak to her. I'm busy. Oh, let me talk to her, Puddin'? Harley begged. Fine, Joker agreed. Thank you. Hey, yeah, Batsy's here, but he wants to put me back in prison. Okay, Batsy is too cute to hurt anyway. Okay, bye. We have a relationship with Harley? This was never mentioned. Harley hang up, handing the phone back to Joker. Who was that? I played stupid. Oh, you don't have to play, Bruce. You've been doing it quite well already. No one you'd be interested in, Joker said. I wouldn't be so sure, I replied. Anyway, I can still hurt you, I said, as a response to Harley's promise to Chris. Just because I promised we won't doesn't mean that they won't, silly, Harley said, pointing IP at some snipers on the roof and some muscle on the ground behind me. They began attacking me by I was Stringer and beat them all up within seconds. When I looked back to where Harley and Joker were earlier, I saw a large green question mark on the floor. How did we beat snipers who were on roofs? When I got in the Batmobile, I decided to tell Alfred. Alfred, Joker is working with the Riddler. I reported back. Are we having that classic thing where all the rogues have an all-out war against Batman at the end? That's what this is feeling like. They're all coming to break us up, me and Batman. That means he's working with Joker and Penguin, Alfred said. Does it? I'm so lost now. Shit, this is bad for Gotham. I'm going to find Penguin and make him squeal, I threatened. Yeah, good thing you made out with Catwoman and cheated on us to find out where he is. You know, in the Iceberg Lounge. Where he always is. Chris's POV. When Bruce get home and out of his batsuit, he went for a shower, leaving me to lay in bed trying not to fall asleep. Luckily, I didn't. How are we tired? Bruce just fought Harley and the Joker. We were just sitting on our ass this whole time. Welly, parents loved you, I said, resting my head on Bruce's chest. They are great, and your birth father tried to kill me, Bruce said, more as a joke than seriously. He tries to kill everyone. We're way too casual about our father being the Joker. Are we not going to grapple with the fact we share his DNA? In any way. Sorry, that probably would have been too much for a fanfic like this to actually delve into. Oh, by the way, I was wondering, did you already know Jim before? I asked. Well, yeah, as Bruce was when I was a kid, and then I practically see him every time I'm out in the city fighting major crime, Bruce explained. Wow, does he know? I asked. No? Oh no, he doesn't. I shouldn't tell him, but no, you'll be in too-much danger being my and Jim's weakness. Bruce sounded concerned and paused before saying weakness because that was the first time he admitted to me that I'm his weakness. I'd just like to remind you that this man has almost gotten into multiple car accidents because he wanted to drink and drive, and actually did drink and drive. And also, he cheated on us while we were pregnant. So, Chapter 42, Cuddle, Chris's point of view. The next couple of weeks were average. They consisted of me going to work and Ben sometimes going to meetings. I'm sorry, Ben? Like, Ben Affleck? Also, are we working at Wayne Enterprises now? Or what happened? Maybe I shouldn't have skipped all that stuff about the dog. Bruce and Alfred spent a lot of time in battle, but luckily, that was mostly during my working hours. This meant after work we had time for each other. Our evenings were pretty much the same every day. Walking Max together, coming home relaxing, cooking, eating, relaxing most if the time with a movie, sex, sleep. Sometimes with shopping slotted in there, but Alfred did shopping a lot of the time. I'm glad I'm getting exactly what I asked for with dating Batman, but I really have to take a moment and say that Batman has been the worst part of dating Batman. Bruce didn't go out often as Batman at night, but he was preparing for something big and Clark was involved. Time passed with no fights and luckily no Catwoman. My god, Chris, Jesus. I like to think we murdered Catwoman off screen and the world's greatest detective just never figured it out. Our relationship was public. We attended a few bowls together and always got comments about the age difference, but we were happy. Other tabloids said I'm using him for his money, but we both knew that wasn't true. If it was, why would I still be working full time as a journalist? Yeah, journalists like Clark Kent famously get paid a lot. I've heard that too. I'm surprised that we're committing to Bruce being a 40-year-old man too, because since none of the other Bat family members have been mentioned, I thought that this was earlier in his career. But I guess it isn't, and he's just never had a Robin? Or maybe he did? No wonder he fell in love with us at first sight. He's had no friends for the past 15 years as Batman. Authors note, I know this is short and ugh, but I'm so busy with this new school year, and it's hard to balance schoolwork, homework, social life, sport, exercise training, and Wattpad. And sadly, Wattpad is currently one of my lore priorities. Sorry, this is a filler chapter for some better stuff to come. No, that's a good thing, honey. Keep it a low priority. Trust me, basically anything is more important than Wattpad. Chapter 44, Halloween, third person. In the evening, you were lying on the couch with Bruce, but sipping some wine as you read a book, and Bruce just looked either at the TV or admired how beautiful you look. Okay, first of all, this is second person, not third person. Also, I like that Bruce isn't able to decide whether to focus on the TV or on you, as if both of you are equally attention grabbing to him. Baby, do you want to go walk Max together? He asked you, and you just looked outside at the cold, dark area. Really? It's pitch black outside. Why would we go to walk Max at this time? Because we want to? We don't. What's really up, Bruce? It's Halloween. I want to take you out into town. Halloween is famously a very romantic holiday. Time skip. Chris's POV. Okay, so the switch to second person was completely unnecessary. Cool. Bruce parked the car, and then we both began walking through the street. So, where are we going? I asked Bruce, holding his hand as we walked down the street. You'll see, he simply replied. I walked past a few kids dressed as Batman, but only one caught my attention. Look, the city's calling for my help, the child shouted, holding. Who I pressured was him mother's hand. I don't know what that sentence was. I looked up and Bruce let go of my hand. I looked at the bat signal, and there was something different. Instead of making the bat signal, it made a ring. All I could see in the sky was a ring, and I was confused. That's the bat signal. But why is there a... He started, before seeing Bruce down on one knee with a box in his hand. What moron decides the best moment in the year to propose would be during Halloween? You know what? That actually might be pretty on brand with this version of Batman. He probably was like, Chris likes bats because I'm Batman, and Chris likes me. And bats are scary. What's the scariest day? Halloween! That's when I'll propose to my girlfriend. Question of the chapter. Do you wear glasses? No. Alright, let's move on. Chapter 45. Decisions. Chris Pie. Sorry. It was my name. I don't know why I laughed at that. Chris Pie, you are the greatest woman I have ever met. And from the moment we met, wow, you stole my heart. And I know what people say about me. I'm a playboy, sleep around, but whatever you may think, I am nothing but in love with you. So will you marry me? He asked, looking up at you. Crazy? Crazy to address the playboy thing while proposing to us, Bruce. I don't think it's very nice to tell us that during your I love you speech. Also, can we take a moment? We need to take a moment here. Bruce Wayne, or Batman, went up to the bat signal at the Gotham police station, took out the bat, and replaced it with a giant ring stencil. Reflect into the sky. Specifically Halloween for his proposal. How does his mind work? I need to know how he got there. You know what, this is also a place where you can put your own criticism. Fun little choose your own thing. I'm leaving a blank space for you to put here. You knew there's two answers. A. Say yes. I mean, you love this guy. He brought so much good and happiness to your life. He protected you, he took care of you, and has been the best guy you have ever known. What happiness? He made me move from Metropolis to Gotham. Then there's option B. Say no. He's hurt you so many times before. That's vague, but very true. You took a deep breath and answered. Alright, guess we have another cliffhanger. I think this is the shortest chapter so far, actually. Author's note. Yes, I'm back to finish this. I know I completely abandoned you, but there's been a lot going on, and I just fell out of love with this fanfic. Nice to know you're forcing yourself to finish it. It's making it a lot more fun to read now. Question of the chapter. A or B? Let's see if the comments want us to marry Bruce Wayne or Batman here. Are we going to completely ignore everything about him cheating on us with Catwoman? C. Thanks for not playing, Cochin. Is that even a question? A, of course. course. Who would choose B? I know, right? Hell yes. Thanks for also not playing Lyra. Alright, it's mostly A's here. Maybe when you're young, you see every 40-year-old billionaire CEO through rose-colored glasses. Chapter 46, A. I said yes. A few months passed since you said yes to the engagement, and they were amazing. You and Bruce were both busy with wedding prep and work, so you barely saw each other during the day, but in the night you two snuggled up in bed and all was right in the world. You were sitting in the Daily Planet building at your desk, scrolling through Tumblr instead of working. You noticed a few people around the office were actually working, which confused you. Are you still commuting to Metropolis for work? Because that's insane. Suddenly, you felt arms wrap around you, and a kiss gently places on your temple. Hey, Brucey, you said, blushing because of his actions, and in reply, he just laughed. What? You said. You went all red, like the first time I surprised you. I love it when you do that, he said, finally letting go. Oh god, I'm feeling nauseous. So how about lunch? Bruce asks, playing with the stapler that's on your desk. He's such a child, you thought to yourself. It's 1 o'clock. I've already had my lunch break, you said, watching him play with the stapler. Ugh, okay, I wanted to go for lunch with my fiance for the last time, Bruce moaned. God, he's annoying. Just realistically, I couldn't imagine wanting to date anyone less than Bruce Wayne right now. For the last time, you asked, confused. Well, yeah, tomorrow I'm all day at work, so I can't come to Metropolis to see you. And then Saturday, you will no longer be my fiancé, he said. And the thought of you marrying him made you bite your lip. Okay, so we are actually commuting from Gotham to Metropolis for work. My god, that is so unbelievably stupid. Do I have to wake up at 4 in the morning to get to work on time? I can't believe it's in 2 days, you say. And Bruce is still fiddling with that damn stapler. It's in 2 days, Clark asked, walking up to your desk. Are you kidding me? You asked, half seriously. I'm kidding, you guys are getting married. I'm the best man, how could I forget? Clark said. At least Clark has been consistent throughout this whole thing. I'm glad you didn't, for you started before Clark's and your head snapped immediately to look at Bruce as he exclaimed, fuck, interrupting you. Your only reaction was face palming, and Clark just laughed. Thanks, guys, I stapled my finger, and my soon-to-be wife face palms, and the best man laughs. No, honestly, thanks, Bruce said sarcastically. I'm sorry, what? He just stapled his own finger? What just happened? How's this been the most violent incident so far in a story about Batman? Soon to be wife, I like the sound of that. You stood up and began making out with Bruce until he accidentally knocked something over. The office? After he just got his finger stapled? All of my colleagues outside of Clark and Lois must just hate me. See, I tried to have a better reaction, but you messed it up instead. Just like our last dinner, Rez. You said burying your face in Bruce's chest, and he rested his chin on your head. Tomorrow, I won't ditch you, I promise. The fucking sly diss against Catwoman is so funny. I wonder if that was intentional. You better not, mister. I don't know what fun is, or what being a good boyfriend now, or good fiance is. You warned him, hugging tighter. Wow, you're gonna have a long surname soon, he said, marking all three of you laugh. My surname is Pie. You know what? Whatever, I'm so done with the story. Don't I get a kiss? Clark asked, fake pouting. Nah, you're not my type, sorry, you said with a proud grin. Ah, I see, you're into guys with no actual powers, Clark said, being proud with his comeback. Oh my god, Clark, what the fuck? You can't say that in a room full of journalists as a civilian. Oof, that one must have hurt, Bruce. You have any comebacks? You asked, feeling like this is some kind of game. Well, at least I grew up on my own planet, Bruce said. Jesus Christ, Bruce, you've been watching too many right-wing podcasts, what the hell? Too far, Bruce, you simply said. It's okay, I have super strength. I am survive it. You will laugh. Soon after, Bruce went back to Gotham. Oh my god, that was an insane scene. Chapter 47. A. Greater Good. On Friday, you woke up alone in bed. It was your day off, but Bruce sadly had to go to work all day for some important stuff that you honestly didn't listen about when he explained it to you. Yeah, we're gonna make a great Mrs. Wayne, for sure. You spent most of the day relaxing without a worry in the world. You felt everything was ready for tomorrow, and you were excited to finally become Mrs. Wayne. Mrs. Wayne. Mrs. Wayne. Chris Wayne. Mr. and Mrs. Wayne. That has a nice ring to it, you thought. Heated in our head like 50 times, it has to. You felt proud being a Wayne. Being with Bruce, maybe it was a bit of, I'm Bruce Wayne's wife type of thing. You wanted to run it in everyone's faces. You were so happy you were going to marry the man of your dreams. We're like a supervillain, oh my god. Surprised Bruce isn't a little conflicted on marrying the daughter of Joker. Like, isn't he at least a little weirded out by that, or not? I guess if he's made it this far. Chapter 48, the big day. You woke up early on Saturday after an amazing evening with Bruce. You were wrapped in his arms and you felt so safe and warm you never wanted to move. You secretly wish you didn't have to go get married, but instead were already married so you could be husband and wife without all this messing around. But also this was yours and Bruce's big day, finally. I know we've already read a lot of insane paragraphs, but that was by far the most insane one. It's a weirdly magnetizing read, makes me want to reread it over and over again. You fell back into a warm sleep thanks to the comfort of Bruce's arms. However, you got woken up by freezing cold water, and both you and Bruce shouted fuck while Alfred stood there laughing. Alfred, what the hell? Wake up, lovebirds, it's your big day, he said, laughing. Yeah, thanks for dousing us in freezing cold water to wake us up. What a great start to my wedding day. You had a lovely breakfast and sat there enjoying your coffee, while Alfred was spamming both of your phones for the two of you to hurry up because you had loads to do. Wow, poor Alfred. How did we not plan this out better? One of us is a billionaire. Yes, Alfred was basically the only one who's organizing this properly. And yes, without him, the whole wedding would be a failure. You and Bruce definitely wouldn't even make it to church. You would either A, oversleep, or B, both of you would be too lazy to attend because you really needed Alfred. Luckily, he was there for you too. Please. We're the worst couple in existence. Can we divorce after this? It feels like it would be the best ending. He finally did come into the coffee shop where you two were eating breakfast and hurried you two out so you could go to church even though you two would rather go home and sleep. Alfred even had time to walk the dog in the morning. How? Nobody knows, but he did and he's a hero. What the fuck is happening? Why is Batman lazy? Batman's never lazy. That's like the one thing he isn't. You told Alfred that he's a bigger hero than Bruce and thanked him for helping you to organize the whole wedding. And he simply and humbly answered with, "It's my pleasure." And you thought to yourself about how Alfred was just the best grandfather your future kid or kids could have. Grandfather? So Christ, can you hire some extra help for Alfred or something? Does Bruce ever hire any other help for his house, like besides Alfred? Maybe he does that when he's older or something, I don't know. Chapter 49. We're ready. So am I. I feel like I've been reading this for 2 days. When you made tea to the venue, everything was a rush. Friends and relatives were everywhere, everyone trying to get yours and Bruce's attention. You went to your room to get ready and everything was a rush. I feel like we're really sprinting to the finale here. Makes sense, I guess. I really expected Joker being our father and Harley Quinn getting broken out to be like some big deal, but I guess not. No more false Joker or conflicts about Joker being our dad or Batman trying to kill him, I guess. I'll miss it. Chapter 50. A. The end. You heard the music and your heart began to beat. It was happening. It really was. You were going to marry Bruce. Your dad was walking you down the aisle. Each step you took, you heard the beating of your heart. It wasn't bad, scared. It was good, scared. You felt ready for a new life as Batman's wife. This is what you truly wanted. Don't we all, Chris? Don't we all? Hey, remember when he drunk drove at 3 a.m. in the morning after downing 2 bottles of wine and broke down our door? God, what a catch. Bruce looked amazing and wore an amazing grin. You felt like you were in a movie, everyone around you sitting looking at you, and Bruce seemed to disappear. All you could see was the handsome man you were about to marry standing there smiling at you. Your world, your future, your everything looking at you in awe. Wait, Bruce disappeared? Where'd he go? When you got up to Bruce, you felt so happy you were with him, standing there in front of people both of you knew, but none of them really mattered, did they? No, all you cared about was Bruce. You said your vows, and it was perfect. The audience even said, "Aw, you were so happy and peaceful. This was perfect. Nothing could ruin it." Okay, this feels like a flag. Is Joker going to appear? I've been Jokerless for the last 20 chapters. You have no idea how much I miss that guy. Then, the last thing you ever wanted happened as the lines of, "If anyone thinks these two should not get married, speak now or forever hold your," was said. Yes, someone spoke. Mr. J. Oh, thank God. I'm so glad he's here. Yes, the Joker. Your father came uninvited. Both you and Bruce swore under your breaths when you saw him. Yes, I protest. I mean, I didn't even want her up the aisle. He shouted. Joker famously cares very much about traditional wedding procedure. I would have loved an alternate version of the story where we were led down the aisle by Joker and Jim Gordon. God, that would have been amazing. All of a sudden, he fell to the ground, and behind him was Alfred holding a gun. What? Did Alfred just kill Joker? On Batman's wedding night? What the fuck is happening? He's asleep. It was a tranquilizing dart. Please carry on, Alfred shouted, and you had a sigh of relief. Oh, never mind. What? What the fuck? Why is this? Oh, never mind. This actually reminds me of the finale for The Mentalist. Just like, there's a random threat to cause drama before the final wedding, and then boom, they're gone in seconds, and it's like, okay, I feel bad for getting invested. My apologies. The wedding continued, and then when you were finally married, Alfred got in the car with you and Bruce. I'd like to think that during the vows being exchanged, Joker was just on the ground splayed out with a tranquilizer dart on his butt like it's a Family Guy bit. No one bothers to move him or do anything. The police don't even come to pick him up. Everyone empties out of the church hall and he's just there all night. That's actually how I want Joker to go out. I want that to be the ending for every Batman story. It's like, no matter where the story is, Batman eventually has a boring ass church wedding, while Joker has a tranquilizer dart on his ass during the whole ceremony, and then everyone files out quietly. Alfred got in the car with you and Bruce. After making out for the whole journey to the venue, where you were eating and partying, you had to break your embrace to leave. But before leaving, you said, "I love you" to Bruce, and he replied, "I love you too." Then you turned to Alfred, who was on the front. Thank you, Alfred, for everything. Alfred did basically all the work to make this happen, so I'm glad he got his flowers for all of this. Since apparently Bruce and I were too fucking lazy to even get up for wedding day. It's okay, I'm simply one hell of a butler, he said, smiling at you. Oh, he said the thing! That's Alfred's famous catchphrase. He says it in every Batman property, of course. Thank you for reading. Wait, that's the final line of the book. The final line of the story is Alfred saying, "I'm simply one hell of a butler." Wow. Author's note. I may write side B, but don't hold me to that because I'm me and I'm a bad fic writer. I also published this on Tumblr, Distill's Child Writes, so go give it some love or don't. Will you guys want me to write another Batman fic? I don't think we're getting a B-side, to be honest. It's been like, what, 7 to 9 years since this fanfic was published? Alright, what are the comments thinking on this finale? Two of the world's greatest butlers, Sebastian Michaelis and Alfred. Are people still into Black Butler 3 years ago? Maybe it's like remnants of the older fandoms. OMG, this is the third time I read this fanfiction and I love it so much. Please write about him again. Please don't. I've never hated the character of Batman more than in this fanfiction. I'm actually wheezing because I imagined how Joker just felt like poop in front of everyone. I'm still digesting that, to be honest. OMG, ha ha ha. Alfred, the real hero, ha ha. Heart emojis, aw. Are there no more stories to follow again? Seriously, love them, heart heart. Arg, I love you, damn it, Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck. Closed, smiling, heart eyes, kiss, let's love, XOXO. I'm starting to think people actually just wanted to date Ben Affleck and not Bruce Wayne. Should I be having this revelation this late? Probably not. Alright, that's the end of Bruce Wayne, Batman, the man behind the mask, blah blah blah. My final thoughts. God, how do I even begin? Legitimately, how do I begin? I have never seen such a hateable version of Bruce Wayne in my life. This man broke down a door, drunk drive, made out with Catwoman for information that we never see used, cheated on us while we were pregnant, apparently doesn't have a no-kill rule, and also doesn't have Netflix. Like, I added that last part as if it was equivalent. I don't really know what I was expecting getting into this. I really thought Bruce was going to be like a suave kind of playboy, not a pathetic, boring dude with anger issues. This author seems a bit uninformed in Batman lore, which is funny because the comic they reference was actually kind of a deep pull for Batman comics. I don't know where they got that from. Personally, just don't get the Ben Affleck thing. I don't think he's a very attractive man. That's just my taste, though. I did like the period of chapters where different shots of his face were plastered everywhere, including this one that was clearly a shot by the paparazzi where he's just taking home groceries. And the name of that chapter is just shopping. I think with some tidying up of the grammar and eliminating the dog, this might actually be good. In some way. I think the romance overtaking the story definitely ruined it. Like, I was actually invested in the fact we were Joker's daughter, and then Joker turned into, like, Dr. Doofenshmirtz by the end, so you couldn't really take him seriously. And they basically wrote out Harley, which sucks. I like Harley. Anyway, yeah, this was the amuse-bouche for that other video. And I pray it's not as long as this one ended up being. Believe me, I really wanted to make a short 20-minute video, and it ended up being an hour somehow. I legit don't know how it happened. I have such a problem with ballooning my scripts. Also, thank you for all the love on the previous video. That was really amazing. I never thought a video of mine would hit 50k views. It's really motivating. Follow Patreon for a shout out. You get to see your name at the end, which I think is pretty cool. Subscribe, comment, all of the things, and see you next time. Why did I say it like that? That's weird. See you next time. And I hope you never have to date Batman.
Lucky, lucky girl. She got married to a boy like you. She'd kick you out if she ever knew about all that you tell me that you do. Mommy don't